Hi guys, in today's Busted Out, we are going to be bringing out our foil press. Now, you might be a good little boy or good little girl and actually use it, but I do not. And I wanted to show you guys on purpose that it is dusty. I don't know if you can see, it's not very shiny. The dust that is built up on this thing like this. I'm gonna clean it off before we get to use it. But, so Crafts Companion has been using it a lot recently, and you know, they're vamping, I think they reworked it. Aren't they coming out with something new? I feel like they mentioned something about a new one. I don't want to say that that's the case and not be the case because I don't know, but I swear I heard something about that. So anyway, maybe it was a different company, but I'm pretty sure it was them. So I do have my foil press. I even bought an extra plate, this plate, because I thought, oh, if this thing gets warped or something happens, I need another one. So one time when they had some kind of sale, I picked up an extra plate. But it's easy to work with. Sometimes there's hit and misses, but I do see there's a lot of questions. Whenever they come out on Crafts Companion, people have a lot of questions about it. And one of them is also, can you use regular dyes? And yes, you can. Like just your regular dyes, everyday dyes that you use on anything else. And I think when I reviewed this the first time, I used a dye to show you something or how to do that with, and it basically just makes like a little line on your paper. So what I'm going to do today is try to make a card, try to make it quick, because that's another thing I hear from everybody with the Busted Out series, like, oh, I love this is so much fun. You know, there's obviously lots of things that we pick up that we don't use. A lot of people say it's because they don't have the time. And yeah, I mean, basically that's it. And that happens, right? We see things we think are cute. Oh, I'm gonna grab this, and then we don't use it because we literally don't have the time. So I was like, okay, maybe it has to be busted out and make it snappy is what I told one of the gals here in my comments. So I'm gonna try to do that. So today what we're gonna do is foil some butterflies and cut them out. I've done that before, just on my own, not here for the channel, but I thought, well, might as well. And today I'm gonna try some different butterflies because I feel like everything I always grab is always like Crafter's Companion, maybe Anna Griffin. So today I'm gonna use these Sizzix dyes by Tim Holtz. And these are interesting because you want to have, for this particular, unless you want to fussy cut something, you want to have your outline and your base dye, right? So the dye that has like the intricacies in it, and then you want an outline. So that way you don't have to cut it out when you're done foiling. You can cut it and you're good to go. So these are interesting just the way they're shaped, but they do have an outline and the more texture one. So this one here, as you can see, has a lot of cutting pieces, a lot of cutting edges, right? But then this one, even though it looks the same, is flat, even though it has these little holes, because basically you can emboss through them or something if you want to do that. But this is the outline stencil. But with these, they're perfectly on top of each other, okay? Once you cut one and cut the other, there's no extra space around it. So the gold line that's going to be made by this one, the intricate dye, is going to be cut away by this guy. You might see a little bit, but it's going to pretty much cut it away. So now if you have other dyes where you have your center dye, but then the outside edge is on the outside, that'll be nicer because you're going to keep that outside line that you made with your foil, right? And then your dye will cut around that. So, but I'm going to use these today for today's purposes because I did want to show you you can use other brands. It doesn't have to just be Crafter's Companion, and it only takes like a 10-15 second heat up on your dye. Put your foil, put your paper, run it through, and that's it. So it's faster, right, than working just with the foil press with what they got going on. So I did want to show you, for me, it really is busting it out. And this is how I keep my foil press stuff. I have it all together in this little basket. I think it might have come from the Dollar Tree. So I have lots of rolls. I even have the plug in here. I'm sure the plate is down at the bottom somewhere because it's right here. It came with a carbon fiber plate, of course, and then it comes with, oh, I never registered it. Did you guys ever register your things? I didn't. So it comes with this plate that is not really meant for as a cutting plate, but you can, but I'm not going to cut into this. And then we have this metal plate that also helps you kind of shim and do other things that you might need. But we'll get started. So what I'm going to do is clean off my foil press. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. And so let me pull this plug out here. And I thought I had purple foil. I could swear again that I have purple foil, but apparently I don't. Or maybe it's in a different box. I don't know, because here I only have certain colors. So I'm going to use cerise today and turquoise. I wanted to do 3 different color butterflies and leave it that way, but I guess I'm just going to do maybe 2 of the pink and 1 of the teal. And then we'll try to make some kind of card or something with it. But let's get the butterflies going and we'll cut those out and then we'll move on to how we're going to use them. Okay, so when you plug this thing in, it beeps and it turns on, like it's pretty much on. It puts that little red light on. So I'm trying to block this or hold it so that you can see. Maybe I should bring it closer this way. So all we're gonna do, it's on low temperature. I'm gonna go to medium. Well, let's go medium. And then we're gonna do 10 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4 until it gets to 10. Now I'm gonna let it, it's already warming up, right? Because it needs to warm up. So once it beeps and lets me know that it's ready to go, then we'll do the 10 seconds, the paper, the foil, and all that. So let's get our foil ready. I might have already used one of these cerise, but oh well, I'm gonna open this one. Yeah, I know I have purple. I know some came with the fairy, like the fairy kit, Enchanted Forest or whatever it's called. And I think that one had the same colors, like cerise, purple one, and a teal or something. This is a lot of stickiness. So obviously everyone, not obviously everyone, there's different machines, and I know some people have different ones. I think Spellbinders has a machine that I've been hearing about. I don't know, because I wasn't really into foiling until recently, kind of. I'm going to cut this in a way... Oh, no, those are horrible scissors to use. Do not use your Tim Holtz scissors that have stickiness on them from the last time you used them. There we go. And I'm going to do the exact same thing for all of them, so it still hasn't beeped yet, so I guess it's not ready. And I'm using my Gemini Junior. If you have the large Gemini, all you're going to do is have the plate. It's, what do you call it? What would you call that? It's like an extra plate to help you do this. I don't know what you would call that. Like adapter plate. There you go. This is taking a minute. Okay, well, I'm just gonna sit, and I'm not gonna let you guys have to sit here waiting unless it beeps while I'm talking right now. So I'm just gonna wait when it beeps and it's ready and warm, then we will start. Okay, I'm already impatient. It still hasn't beeped, but I don't care. It feels really hot. That should be good enough, right? It feels really hot. It feels very hot in the very middle. So I'm gonna put my dies there. So I'm gonna put this up a little bit, and I'm gonna put them on here. And if this doesn't work, it's basically because I'm impatient, okay? It's not anything that has to do with this tool, but it is very hot in the middle. I can feel on the edges not as hot, but I mean, if you had a die that was that big, you know, that's good. Oh, well, the other thing I was gonna say is that this is just another way to extend your stuff, because to be honest, the FOILPRESS dies, some of them are really expensive, especially the large ones, right? So if there's another way you can use this, I think it'd be great. So I'm gonna press, oh, you know what? No, I'm not gonna press anything. I'm gonna put this on top, our carbon plate here, and I'm gonna press start. And all that's gonna do is make the metal warm up. Oh, there it goes. Now it's ready. So we're close enough. Okay. So that pretty much, there he goes. End of 10 seconds. I'm gonna lift this up, and that just warmed that guy up. So what we're gonna do is the color face down, because obviously the color is going to push up into our paper. And I just cut a scrap piece of paper. That's all that is. And then I'm just gonna put this, pull it out straight out. And we're gonna run this through our Gemini, which is so funny because it's hot. The bottom of this thing is hot, the plate, but you know, whatever. All right, we're gonna run that through. And it's not gonna cut because there's not enough pressure in there for the cutting edge to cut through, you know? But it should foil. So I should be having both of those at the same time. Ooh, that's hot. My goodness. Ooh, that's why, you know, when you buy this thing, sometimes with the bundles, it comes with the little finger grippers and stuff like that. So hopefully this worked out. I think it did. Oh, I was missing a little piece of foil on this one. I don't know what, you know, maybe the tape pulled something away. I don't know. But let's pull this away and look how pretty. Oh, just that little area that got mushed where the foil was missing is kind of missing. So you see how it just made a little line of it. So what I'm going to do is do the same thing with the blue. And I'm going to get my blue ready. And I'm only going to do one. I really only need one. But I guess since I'm here and I already have this thing, this is taped up so much. Ay. Yeah, I had noticed there was a little gap in the color on that other one, but I still used it anyway. I need to get that piece of tape off. So yeah, I'm only going to do one. I'm going to run it through exactly the same way, and I will be right back. Well, you guys want to see the magic. You want to see the magic, right? Let me rip a piece of this paper. This is just regular old white paper. I'm going to use that one. And it's hot already, but let's just press start, because it's pretty hot from the first time. And see, I'm already making a mess. I have all kinds of things all thrown around here. Okay, so pick it up. color face down so that the color gets pressed into your paper. Hopefully I didn't shift too much there. Put our on top here, move this out of the way because it's right in front of my machine, and then just run it through your Gemini Junior or your large Gemini. If you have the large Gemini, you put that adapter plate on there and then let it go. And I'm holding it just from the edges this time. Ooh, the edges are hot too. I'm gonna turn this off because I don't need it anymore, but let's take our little guy off. Oh, this one really pops. How come the purple one was a lot not as visible, right? And it's funny because I wanted the pink, or the cerise is the pink one. I wanted this one more because it's pretty, because I like the pink. But that blue really pops. Okay, so let me put this stuff away just to get it put away, and then we're just gonna finish up. Okay, before I really put together the card, I want to show you obviously how to cut these out. So now we're gonna cut these out. Again, if you had an outline die, that would be much nicer because this little blue edge, like this little edge, would still be there once you cut it out. But since these are like right on the line, it's just gonna cut completely out. So let me match these up. So basically this is the outline die. And I'm just gonna put it on here so I can see it's gonna cut right on those lines, which is kind of a bummer because it's gonna get rid of that outside line, but that's okay. And then we're just gonna run it through our Gemini or your Junior, whatever it is that you use to cut, obviously. So cutting plate, die, magnetic mat, plastic shim, second cutting plate. And I'm gonna do the exact same thing for these guys and cut these out. And I'm sure if it's a little bit off, some of the edge is gonna have blue and some's not, but that's okay. Some's not, that sounded funny. I guess if you really wanted to, you could emboss it even, right? So that the puffiness comes through and then you'll have the embossing and that prettiness there. Look at that. It cut right on the edge. Pretty, pretty. And again, like I said, you can rubber emboss it so then these pieces puff up. Maybe I'll do that just to do a little something extra. So real quick, because I hardly ever do this on the Junior, we have that. You're gonna have your rubber embossing mat. And I'm not even sure if this is gonna do much. And I really want a good emboss, so let's put the plastic shim and let's put the metal shim too, just so that it'll really push on that. And then our cutting plate again, and let's run it through and see what happens. People ask about that as far as the cutting edge facing. With the rubber embossing mat, you can do that because the silicone, it's not really gonna cut through it. It's just there to give it a squish, right? So that the paper squishes into your die, so you get that embossed look. And I can tell already that that was really good. Look at that. Can you see? So yes, fast, maybe not fast, I don't know, but but bring the thing out. Have a beautiful effect. Use it more often, right? Look at that. That's cool, because it did give it, I don't know if you can see, more of a raised effect. So I will cut out the other two in the exact same way and we'll be right back. Okay, so I have my pieces here and they are very pretty. And you can ink around the edges if you want to add a little something else, but I'm just gonna leave them like this. Oh, paint them, use that color, whatever you want. Obviously, there's lots of things we can do with that. Speaking of things I've never used before, how about these Create a Card decorative edges? I think I've bought these 2 or 3 times even because I forget because they have different designs, different ones. So I think I'm gonna use this little scalloped one because it's cute. But let me see. That's the one I was planning on using, but you know what? I don't really like. I'm gonna use this one actually because this is too delicate for what I want to do right now. So I'm just gonna use this one that kind of cuts this nice shape. That way, if anything, because I'm making a A2 size card, it looks like this is maybe even a 5-inch or maybe bigger than that. Let's see. Let's see the side of our card. Yeah, see, I don't want any extra just coming off and then just being weird at the end, right? Of these guys. So I'm gonna use this guy. And so what we're gonna do here is we have this paper from the Lily collection that's really, really pretty, and I thought it would be really nice to have like the little butterflies kind of hanging over this side of the card. Now, this is a piece that is 5.5 tall by 8.5 wide. Of course, you want to score it, but for right now, I'm just going to fold it. Now, this is purely decorative, and I guess we're gonna have to write on the back of this card because otherwise, this is not gonna work out for what I want, but so I just fold it in half. And I want a lot of this to be gone. So you don't really have to cut your heart. Let's just say you have a card base that's already cut at, 5.5 by 8.5. Well, then this is what you can do. Or when you go to cut your actual paper, just cut it at 5.5 tall and like maybe, I don't know, maybe 7 wide, right? And you still have to score it at 4 1/4 here, right? Just so that you can fold it and do what I'm gonna do here. And hopefully this works. Yes. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is put this on here kind of low, because I want a lot of the background to show. And again, this is kind of why I went ahead and used this die, because I can eyeball it, make sure it's straight, and then if any of it ends off the edge, it doesn't matter, right? The other one, if it was off the edge, you can probably tell. And I'm trying to get it right down the center. And so that whole piece is going to get cut off. That's what I was saying. If you want to, you know, save your paper, just maybe trim it down before you do this. And plastic shim magnetic matte cutting plate. And then I also, something else we should bust out that I normally use. I would like to use it more often. I usually just use it for boxes and things like that, but our acetate, right? And especially the one from Crafters Companion, the high temperature one, you can foil this stuff. You can put this in your foil machine and it'll foil right on here and do all kinds of other things with it. But that's where it came from. And it's just a little piece, which is funny. I don't know when I used this last, because this is cut at exactly the size I want, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I know you can't see it. 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So we're gonna use that. We're gonna use this. I'll just put this to the side for now. And I think this is the reason I even took the extra time to make this card, is I think it'll be pretty. Otherwise we could make a faster card, obviously. So I'm just gonna take the acetate and put it right in here. And for this kind of thing, I mean, there's lots of different adhesives. I really do like the way this one works, the Collall all-purpose. It stays clear. I think that last time when I made a box doing the hexagon treat box or something, or the hexagon, yeah, double-sided dies, I used this on the clear stuff and it looked really great. So I'm not putting it right at the very end. Well, here I am gonna put it on the edge. But in here I'm staying away from the crease, but close enough to it, right? Because we do want, obviously, when someone opens the card, for it to be nice. Not for them to open it and this thing pops out in a funky way. But I'm gonna hold that down. We could have done inking, do whatever you like. I'm just gonna put together this quick card. Whatever sentiment you like, I would, you know, die cut something. I think that'd be cute. A word or whatever phrase, or stamp it on the inside of the card in the background. But look how pretty those little flowers are. That's kind of why I wanted it. I'm like, I know this is something you can't really write on, because then you're gonna see what you're writing, but you can write on the back, right? Whatever it is that you want to say. And then we're gonna stick these guys down. One there, one here, and like one over here. I don't know. Okay. And I think I'm going to do that with my 3D glue gel, just because this stuff really holds on to things. This takes a while to dry, but it really holds on to stuff. So I'm going to open that up. And I'm going to keep this flat just so I can kind of have an idea of what's going on here. Yeah, let's just put them wherever. I'm still holding it down because they're very, they want to move a lot. Put that guy there. He's going to be over here in this blue area. And then this little gal, I'm going to put a little bit on the tail. And then this one here. So hopefully you guys have a little inspiration to bring out your stuff. Use all the dies that you have. It does not have to be these specific dies that go for the foil press. And in fact, I think this is really fun because, I mean, think about it. Like all the word dies you have that you can foil and then cut out the shadow of it or whatever. I mean, we have tons of those, don't we? I mean, we really do. So, I mean, the sky's the limit here. I think this card came out awesome. It was pretty quick. I think it has a lot of fun effect to it. So hopefully you guys like it. Again, if you had a little sentiment, put it here, stamp it on the side, stamp it there, put it on a ribbon, or put it on a scrap piece of paper, and then just give it a little zhuzh like I like to do, like kind of bend it. Crafters Companion does that all the time with their cards. You know, I have the word smile right here from Anna Griffin, but I think that's pretty fast. And like I said, you know, we spend our money on these machines and like I hardly ever use it, but it's very effective. So you just got to work with it. I know it's a bummer sometimes. I think that's why we're afraid, because we're like, oh, we run it through and it doesn't really foil or it missed a piece, or, you know, and then it is a bummer, but maybe you can cover up that boo-boo part or use it a different way, right? I don't think there's ever really any waste unless it completely didn't work, right? But just follow the guide on your book, which I don't even know where my book is. Maybe it's at the bottom of that box there. That gives you the times. And what I was thinking is, like, on that purple tray on the machine, they should kind of just have it in there, right? Just like they did on this. They revamped it and they put numbers and stuff. Why can't they just do that on that purple tray? have the time settings, so it's right in front of you. It's really just a little chart that they have anyway. Just have it right there and good to go, but I don't know. That's just an idea. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll take some pictures, and if you guys have any suggestions of what I should bust out, because I'm pretty sure there's something old school or even just a little bit, a few months old or a year old that you have, I probably have it too. So let's bring those things out. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick tutorial, and I guess in this one, it's really something you can buy now if you really wanted to. After you saw this, you're like, oh, you know what, maybe I should get a foil press. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.